Hello everyone and welcome to Oxventure presents Blades in the Dark. I'm Luke, I'm the GM, and on this very festive ho-ho-ho episode, Blades in the Dark, who is on my left?
I am Edvard Lumiere, the famous inventor, and I am responsible for many of your favourite inventions and some new ones you've never even heard of. For example, this pen seems ordinary, doesn't it? But actually contains a slow-acting poison.
I knew doing this in person was a terrible idea.
As you may think that this fellow is done for, but in fact I have the antidote pen.
Is it also sharp and pointy? Oh no. How long does the poison take to work? Is it over 2 hours?
It's over 2 hours. I think we'll be
all right.
Okay.
We'll be fine then.
Cool. I'll fetch him from wherever I left it later.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
And
just
on my right,
get your affairs in order.
I am Lilith Capellanaga, and I can talk to ghosts, so if anything does happen to you, I can at least ask you how you are once you go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And if there's anything I would want to do with my last 2 hours on Earth, it's play Blades in the Dark.
Yay.
With you fine folks for the first time in person.
Woo.
Okay, well, let's...
Dropped it on the way here somewhere.
We begin in Eleanor's townhouse in Brightstone. Several months have passed since the last time your characters went on an adventure, an escapade. That's how we're kind of picking up a few months later. So you've been sort of living in Brightstone for a little while. Snow is gently falling on Volasport out of the window. It is the eve of CRIMSNIGHT, the beloved winter holiday that long ago unified the fond traditions of all CRIMSNIGHT and winter solstice.
Yay.
It's a time for family, for feasting, for presents, and a day when thievery is all but legal, so families traditionally would gather together in one household, board up the windows, block the chimney, and spend the day giving and receiving gifts, eating, drinking, making merry, and keeping watch.
Repelling invaders.
And repelling a near constant stream of would-be cat burglars.
I remember it well. Fond times with the family.
Yeah, exactly.
I used to be stationed on the roof with a baseball bat.
Remember when Dad dragged that one in through the skylight?
Yeah, wonderful memories.
Yeah.
But he used to run up a little cup of hot cocoa for me.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy that while I would brain any robbers coming up the outside
No,
of the house.
on CRIMSNIGHT we don't brain the thieves. We defend the house from them, but we forgive and we are kind to them.
Of course.
As is tradition. All other members of the gang have places to be on CRIMSNIGHT, it seems, and Edvard and Lilith.
Well, I can't leave my research.
You can't leave your research.
I mean, if this wonderful mechanical man Mark II were to come to life at this stage, well,
it would be disastrous.
I don't need to tell you what would happen.
You wouldn't be held responsible for the consequences.
Shreds.
Well, I'm because I don't have to go back for a little while because we do all CRIMSNIGHT a little bit differently in that we celebrate it 12 days later because we celebrate the Crims bringing all of the things that they have stolen back to their own homes. They'd sometimes have to travel quite far. So.
Of course.
Yes, of course. Yeah, that's exactly right. Eleanor, meanwhile, is in an attic room, deep in her lonely studies. You are the three folks with nowhere else to be on CRIMSNIGHT.
What a loser, I say, returning to my lonely studies.
Programming the wonderful mechanical man for love.
Just making some calculations here.
Suddenly, there is a knock at the door.
Get that, would you, Lilith? I'm busy.
Fine. Okay, I go to the door.
Sure. Lilith, you cautiously open the door because most thieves on on CRIMSNIGHT would not be so bold as to go up to the front door. But you never know; it could be a double bluff.
I have a small stick to whack them on their head.
Like a poker from a fireplace.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, the poker from the fireplace.
But at the front door is. Well, it is a criminal, but it doesn't appear to be a thief. You recognise Baz, Lilith. You remember he's the leader of the Lampblack's gang. You were present at his daughter's wedding.
Baz! Hey, how's it going?
Hello, Lilith.
Hello.
Exactly who I was hoping to see.
Hi, how's everything?
Do you need me to send the kill bot?
No, we're fine. It's a friend. How
It's
you
already
been?
moving though. Is the thing. I can unplug it.
Yeah, could you unplug him?
What's that clanking I hear on the stairs?
Kill.
Don't mind.
Kill. Hang on. You hear a clanking and a thumping and the sound of a hammer on metal. Yeah. It's all right.
That was odd. Lilith,
Yes.
got a bit of a favour to ask you. I need a favour from someone spooky. My second in command, Pickett, I think you are well acquainted with them.
Yes.
Well, she recommended you for an urgent job that I need a little bit of assistance with.
Did she now?
Yes, I'll put it plainly to you, Lilith. We're in a bit of a pickle. The Lampblack's chief benefactor, a rich moneylender and landlord, and he needs some urgent help, and we are inclined to offer it to him, being as he is, as I say, our chief benefactor. You understand what I'm saying, Lilith?
Yes.
You understand that money talks? Gives you a big slap on the
Ow, yeah, that's great.
He roars.
Keep it down there. Trying to do science.
What's that clanking I hear on the stairs?
Oh God, he's gone. You hear more mallet on hammer sounds.
Let me tell you about this fellow who one of my colleagues, a long acquaintance of mine. Well, on the street he's known just as the Geezer, but his actual name is a Mr. Evan Screws.
Okay.
Evan the Geezer Screws.
Yeah, I think I see where this is going.
He has what he describes as an urgent ghost problem.
Yeah.
And, well, when I was casting around for names, obviously not many people free on CRIMSNIGHT, but Pickett suggested that you might be someone with nowhere else to be and that you were quite good at the old spookiness.
Yes, I am known to commune with ghosts, yes.
Yeah, that's that sort of thing. Anyway, so I can give you the address.
Yeah, sure.
He's offered quite a lot of coin if you will help him.
Okay, alright, yeah, no, sure, let me know, give me those details.
Right, well, I've got to go. Got to get back to the family.
Yes, have fun, don't get robbed.
I tell you, a few of them did try on the way. You notice at this point that his hands are covered in blood. He reaches into his pocket and passes you a now bloodied sort of map on a piece of
Lovely.
paper.
Yeah.
It points.
Wipe it on the snow.
It points to a house in another upmarket part of Brightstone. let's say.
Okay. Edvard,
Yes?
do you want to come go to a fancy man's house and get rid of some ghosts?
But it's Crim's Eve.
Yeah, but what are you doing though? Are you
I was
really
going to
doing?
have some cocoa and brain some robbers,
I
as is
mean,
tradition.
Well, look, I think the house is going to be fine. Why don't you pop that robot on the roof? No one will get in with that thing.
I'm trying to program
murder
it to
them.
go down criminals' chimneys and kill them as a sort of preemptive measure.
I think that's making it a crim, and then wouldn't it then have to self-destruct?
What? Because it's a logical
Yeah.
paradox.
The machine starts to self-destruct.
Oh, bloody hell, Lilith! What have I said about introducing logical paradoxes? Fine, all right. Is there at least some money in it?
Yeah. There's a lot of money in it, so that'll help
Wow.
towards our work with Eleanor, surely.
I'm running a bit low. All these robots keep self-destructing.
Yeah, you have been burning through the coin a little bit.
All right, fine. Where are we going?
We're heading over to Evan the Geezer Scrooge's house.
Oh, Evan Geezer Scrooge.
Yeah.
Sorry, Screws.
Yeah,
yes,
Screws.
I know him well. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
A lot of people make that mistake.
Yes.
Says Mr. Screws as he welcomes you into his austere townhouse.
Oh, that was fast travel.
there you go.
We're in Skyrim now.
Ah, my teleporter works.
The house that you just entered is a sort of tall, imposing home. Inside it is freezing cold, and Mr. Screws leads you up to his bedroom, which has a tiny fire with just one lump of coal burning in the fireplace.
Screws, old man. What's the deal? Why is it so cold in here? It's freezing.
Why, you think I have the money to be paying for wax candles? I don't think so, not
live
in
in a
this market.
Fabulous townhouse. You can afford more than one piece of coal.
A fool and his money are soon parted, and I say anyone who can't make do with a bit of cheese and bread, a tallow candle and a lump of coal is a fool, sir.
You said this. We were going to get paid for this, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna check. In returns, return for our work of helping you with this ghost problem that you seem to have.
Yes.
What is the? We were told that there would be a rich payment, and
We're talking
going.
remuneration.
Yes, and
Yes, I see. Everyone has their hands in Mr. Screws's pocket, I see.
well, it's not so much that; it's the fact that you put your hand in your own pocket and said you were going to give us some.
Do the job correctly, and I shall reward you with 5 coin.
5?
That's a lot.
Okay.
That's a lot. That's not like 5 pence.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
But not a penny till the job is done.
All right. Okay. Well, what seems to be the problem?
Have a sit down. Make yourselves comfortable.
Well, I don't think I can. It's too cold.
It is too cold. There are also no seats.
I sit on the floor.
Chairs too expensive, are they, old man?
A fool and his money. Farted Mr. Edvard, I always say, and a fool would sit on a chair.
I see. I produce a shooting stick from my pocket. It's a telescopic thing with a seat that unfolds.
As you see, when denied, people will make ends meet. I tell the same to my tenants. But all they whine, all they cry, they all make do in the end.
I see.
Or they end up in the poorhouse. Scrooge starts sort of pacing back and forth the room. He's a tall, hunched gentleman with gaunt cheeks and a pointed nose. And when he's finished ranting about the poor, which does take quite some time, he eventually works around to the point. Earlier tonight, an apparitioned to me. It was the ghost of my departed business partner, Jacob Merlin.
Okay.
The ghost warned me that I would be visited tonight by 3 spirits who would urge me to mend my wicked ways, banging on about charity, forgiveness, the true meaning of CRIMSNIGHT. Well, Edvard, Miss Lilith, I find my wicked ways quite agreeable. Exorcise, banish, or otherwise destroy these spirits when they appear, and I will make you rich. Do we have an accord?
I mean, are you sure you don't want to maybe listen to the ghosts? Maybe
Yes.
have a moment of growth and, a story that could, live
Sure.
for hundreds of years nearly now.
Long enough that it would be out of copyright at this point.
Yeah. Maybe one day your story will be told through the wonderful art known as puppetry.
Puppetry? A fool and his money would sit and watch a puppet show. Puppets! Puppets! What are we? Babies? To giggle at a puppet? I don't think so. No. I've no interest in anyone else telling my story. I wish everyone would leave me alone. Frankly, the sooner you can get this business done and be out of my hair and me out of yours, the better, I say. And a humbug to CRIMSNIGHT. At this point, you notice at the window that a cat burglar has lifted one of the windows and is just sneaked his way in. But Evan spots it, swings round with his cane, and just starts beating the poor man about the head. This is not in the spirit of CRIMSNIGHT.
No.
You're supposed to tell them off, and maybe
Go,
no, you don't, and then they go, "Oh, CRIMSNIGHT," and off they scamper. But Mr. Scrooge is really laying into.
You just brain them in a sort of fun way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun.
You kind of go, bonk, haha, go away.
There's something not quite the thing about the way that Mr. Scrooge is braining this thief.
It's a lot of rage.
That's
Pent up rage.
It's upsetting. We're going to have another ghost to deal with in a minute.
Yeah. Mr. Scrooge gives the now unconscious form of the thief a kick. And he flops out. You're on quite a few stories up.
Oh no.
A few seconds later, you hear a kind of crump in the snow.
Well,
And he goes, "Oh, a fool and his money would come in through my window."
Lilith, it sounds like we have our assignment. So where has this apparition been apparating to you?
Yeah.
Right here as I slept. Bed as soon as it became dark.
You have a bed?
Yes.
I see. Very profligate of you.
Well,
Fool and his money soon parted, I say.
maybe there's something in what you say, Mr. Edvard. Can you think of a more economical way to sleep?
Sleep on the floor.
I will give it thought. He really will.
Okay.
You can tell. Yeah.
It's good for the spine.
He looks at his sort of dingy kind of single cot. He's looking at it a little askance. You think maybe later it's going to go out the window and crush the thief.
Well, Mr. Scrooge, if you want to just go about your normal routine, go to bed, and Lilith and I will stand guard for this apparition.
Yeah, Mr. Scrooge takes off his long black coat to reveal he's already in his night clothes.
fool and his money.
A fool and his money.
Clothes, is it?
Outer clothes is all a body needs. Outer clothes will do very well for Mr. Screws and very well for any sensible man. CRIMSNIGHT or no CRIMSNIGHT. He's muttering as he sort of gets into bed. Pulls the sort of thin bit of gauze that passes for a sheet kind of over him and kind of lies there and eventually falls asleep, sort of muttering. So you're sort of waiting in the room. Yeah, okay. You sit.
All right, where's the money? Where's he keeping it? Let's have it.
I mean, we could do, yeah.
Right, can I look around and see if
Yeah,
it's
why not?
obvious
Why
where he's
not?
keeping his cash?
Okay.
He's not a nice man.
Let's see. Make me. Well, what kind of role do you imagine this is?
Study.
Study.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna do this.
It's going to be tricky. It's going to be easier. Well, you'll have to roll pretty high. Why don't we do this as a sort of joint thing? I'm trying to remember how Blades of the Dark works. Why don't whoever wants to take the lead? Why doesn't someone take one stress and give them an extra die rather than you both roll?
Shall I give you? I'll give you, and then you roll. So I'll take a stress.
So 2. It's a 4 and a 2.
A 4 and a 2. Okay, but the 4 is a success with a complication. As you sort of pace around the room, you're trying to find where the money is. You find a single picture on the wall. It's just the frame. It's still got. It doesn't have anything in it. It's still the kind of. It's a kind of stock picture of like a dog.
Right.
At first you think, so Screws does have a human side, like a fondness for this pet, but in fact it's a stock image of a dog.
It's still got the painting still has the copyright in the corner. That's the stamp from the factory.
Yeah. You recognise it from Mr. Getty's frame shop.
Yes.
There's a big watermark across the centre.
Mr. Getty.
Yeah, and as you look a little bit closer, you see that although everything in this room is covered in dust, there's one corner of the picture that appears to be a little worn off, and as you touch it, it goes like that and swings open to reveal a safe, although it is, it's not, the safe has not opened.
Right.
Revealed the safe. Behind you, however, you do hear a creak and a, "What are you about, Mr. Edvard?"
Oh, just killing time. I thought this was a rather nice picture of a dog.
Why would you think it's such a nice picture of a dog?
I happen to like dogs.
Oh,
Sir.
I see. Animal lover, are we?
Yes.
The company of your fellow man not good enough for you, Mr. Edvard?
I like people and dogs. You can like 2 things.
Ha! He laughs at this as if that's the most ridiculous
Profligacy.
thing. Yeah. A dog never put a pound in my pocket, Mr. Edvard.
Now, you put a dog in a pound, I bet, I say, turning it back on him expertly.
If they would pay me for the dog.
Well, go back to sleep or this ghost's not going to show up. The ghost won't arrive if you're not asleep.
I know these things.
Yeah.
He's right.
I've got my eye on you, Mr. Edvard.
Right,
he says, and
right,
as he says this, the clock in the corner, a dusty grandfather clock, begins to toll, and it tolls 12, which you all think is weird because it was 2 a.m. just a moment ago. It's dong, 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 and there is you all feel this freezing room gets even colder, and a darkness seems to fall, and then the door to the room begins to glow with an ethereal light, and emerging through it comes a peculiar form. It looks like a child, but as you look closer, you think, could that be a child? It seems to have the features of an old man. How bizarre and unsettling. And it sort of moves mercurially into the room. It doesn't pay you any mind, Edvard and Lilith. It goes up to the foot of the bed and goes, "Evan the Geezer Screws, I am the ghost of CRIMSNIGHT past, the first of the 3 spirits, sent to help you mend your ways and bring you into the light and brotherhood of..." At which point Mr. Screws goes, "This is the one I told you about! Have him! Kill him or whatever! Ghost bust him!
Okay,
Now!"
let's just confer. Lilith, I think that we should make him change his ways and then he'll become generous and give us more coins.
Yeah, I'm wondering that as well.
Yeah.
Also, I just think it's nicer anyway.
I think he's bad.
Yeah.
And also it would be more crimsy if
Yeah.
he became nice.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a capital idea. Let's do it.
Yeah. Because, I mean, like, if he's nice as well, he will still give to the lamp blacks. It's just, It'll be nice. You might even give them more.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Screws.
Yes.
The best way to defeat a ghost we have found is to study it and learn its ways. So we're going to go along with this ghost for the moment while we study its weaknesses. So that's what we're doing right now.
Well, you can do it by your own bloody selves, he says, and hurries into his ensuite. It's not an ensuite, that's profligacy. It's a hole in the ground.
It's a bucket in the cupboard.
It's a bucket in a cupboard, exactly.
Okay.
And the door slams behind him. The ghost looks very confused. Sort of seems to see you both for the first time and goes, well, this almost never happens.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi?
He's sort of hired us. Hello. I'm a whisper. I can chat to you and your fellow ghosts. Not just at
was weird.
Christmas. And yeah, he doesn't. I don't think he's very keen on changing his ways. So I think we need to work out a way that you can actually talk to him. Because he's quite stubborn. I think he might have just added to the ghost population with a guy at the window. I'm a bit worried, but
The ghost sort of floats over to the wall and puts its head through the wall out the building and goes, bloody hell.
yeah, he's quite a tough one. Do you do this often with people, or is it is it a year you choose one a year? You just go around and try and mend their ways.
This is my third one tonight.
Yeah.
And this is my third one tonight, and frankly, I'm running a little behind already. Now, I've got a lot more people to help mend their ways. So,
Yeah.
I've got a job to do. I've got to show someone a vision of CRIMSNIGHT past. So maybe we could get on with that. I could do my job.
Yeah.
Then, tick in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we get him out?
Great.
No,
With
not
the-
us.
there's a
The
sort of-
ghost. No.
Oh wait, he's taking
There's a
My ways are fine.
there's a sort of swirl of white light. It seems like you're caught in it's like you're trapped inside a snow globe or something. Whoosh, and it seems to swirl around. You can't see more than a foot in front of your face, but then as the swirling snow it eventually resolves and starts to fade, you're no longer in Eben the Geezer Screws's austere old townhouse. You are now in, Edvard, what you immediately recognise as the main hall of your childhood home.
No.
There's a huge CRIMSNIGHT tree dominating the room. The walls of the manor are decked in red, green and gold. And just in front of you, a little fair-haired boy on the rug near the fire has a brown-haired, smaller boy in a headlock. Edvard, perhaps you could explain what this scene is.
Get off him, Lemuel, you cad! I shout. Can they hear me?
Do you know, I went back and forth on this in planning, and I thought I'll just... Okay, yeah. Lemuel looks up at you and goes, a thief! A thief! A CRIMSNIGHT thief! Edvard, stop your capering!
I get Lemuel in a headlock. I'm bigger than you now, Lemuel! What now? I shout.
Get off me! Thief! Thief! Mum! Dad! Mum! Dad! The thief! The thief got past the guards!
Not so big now, are you, Lemuel? You little weasel.
I'm just like looking and I'm going, okay, Edvard's got some things to work out.
I say.
What are we looking at here,
This is
Edvard?
This is a typical CRIMSNIGHT
CRIMSNIGHT?
here at the Lumiere Manor, which is Edvard and his older brother Lemuel, who was always good at sports. Just enjoying some roughhousing, typical brothers, just roughhousing it up. But yeah.
Seemed like the roughhousing was more from one side than the other.
Not anymore, I say. Lemuel, that's right. I'm a grown up. You're not.
Lemuel is going to try and wriggle free of your powerful adult grasp, Edvard. Let's just make a fortune roll for Lemuel. Ooh, okay. Yeah, Lemuel does kind of manage to get free. A very strong boy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
Very good at fives.
sort of kind of gets out of the headlock like that, but stumbles backwards and into the CRIMSNIGHT tree and falls sitting squat on a box that was under the CRIMSNIGHT tree, and you hear a sickening crunch, and the little brown-haired boy goes, "No!"
What?
What's your voice like when you're little Edvard?
Why is it a negative consequence for me? This is Blades in the Dark all over.
Little Edvard, it seems more concerned with this broken package than with the invaders.
Oh.
It is CRIMSNIGHT after all, so that's to be expected. And sort of toddles over to the box and just holds it, looking a little bit sad.
It's one for Edvard, was it? I checked the label.
Yes, it was a present for Edvard. In fact, in a rush of nostalgia, as you sort of peel the lid off of this kind of crumpled, now shattered box, you recognise, Edvard, your beloved little red model fire pump with working hose, the first mechanical model that you ever assembled. And now it's a model, and now some of the pieces are broken. But this can't be, because you did have that toy and you played with it.
Yeah.
And it was beloved through your whole childhood. So something has gone awry here. Something that needs fixing.
I'd like to fix that.
Okay. As you hold it, both boys just run off. One crying, one
Crying harder.
One crying harder. little Edvard is crying harder. Lemuel is crying, but is also shouting names that I guess, Edvard, you recognise as the names of your old nannies, servants. He's probably going to try and get people to deal with you, the
Good
thieves.
luck on CRIMSNIGHT. They'll be drunk as lords.
Cool. Let's start a clock, which is called the household assembles. The household mounts a defence and tries to kick you both out.
Well, I want to try and fix this fire engine.
Yep, sure.
So it's a tinker roll.
Cool.
That's a 5 is the highest.
Brilliant. Okay. In your hand, the pieces seem awfully small. But I suppose that's just the brutal passage of time, and you put it together quite capably, because you are, of course, now an adept tinkerer. It takes you very little time, and you have here a perfectly repaired little red model fire pump. There's just one thing missing: the working hose. That's odd. Where is it?
I'd like to look around for it. See if I can find it.
Yeah, sure.
Study roll.
That's a
It's
4.
a 5 and a 4. Okay.
Yeah, great, yeah. As Lemuel sort of vanishes up some stairs, you see it's stuck to his bum.
I chased the child.
Cool, this is going roughly how I thought it would.
Yeah.
I would like to fire a sleeping dart
At Lemuel.
at Lemuel.
At your baby brother. Cool. Yep. Cool. Roll me for that.
Okay.
Am I chasing? I'm also chasing.
Yeah, chase him down.
Yeah. Okay.
What would this be?
2.
Alright.
Any guidance on what kind of roll?
Yeah. Let's.
I'd say it's a finesse.
It feels finesse to me. Yeah.
Oh, great. Well, that's good news. Okay, 2 4s.
2 4s. Okay. Yeah. Success with a complication. Edvard, you're so adept with the old sleep blow.
Well, I know his particular mazy run as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, perfect on the rugger pitch, dodging and ducking. Yeah, you managed to get off 2 darts aimed directly at Lemuel's 2 butt cheeks. But Lilith, making a dive for the boy, unfortunately gets in the way of one and takes one in the neck. Both Lemuel and Lilith sort of slump on the stairs, immediately unconscious, and roll bodily back downstairs, like ragdoll down.
Yes.
I'm still healing a broken rib.
Well, not anymore. Take level 1 harm, ragdolled.
Oh boy.
Oh, I've already got level 1 harms and level 2. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
How many level 1 harm slots have you
I've got 2 broken rib and curse exposure.
Okay, yeah. So take level 2 harm, I guess.
God.
Ragdolled.
Level 2 ragdoll harm. Okay, I go, no, that's inconvenient.
Yes.
And then I pick up Lemuel. I put him on the sofa where he would usually just pass out after enough time putting me in a headlock, get all tuckered out, fall asleep on the sofa. So I pop him there where he normally fall asleep. Then I crack open a vial of smelling salts under Lilith's nose, see if I can revive her.
Yeah, for sure. Lilith, a little groggy, but did I get him? Says Lilith.
Oh yeah, you've got him, champ, I say.
Yay! I did it!
Yeah.
I did it!
Took a bit of a tumble there, but
my tongue feels weird.
Yeah, that'll happen with
Very
curare.
aware of my
Yeah, alright. Cool. I assume let's say you've retrieved the little
All right.
hose.
Yeah, and I would like to just make that
Yeah,
all
no
make
worries.
that all nice again for little Edvard.
The little red model fire pump with working hose now has a working hose and looks absolutely good as new.
Good. All right. Wrap that back up. Right under the tree.
Alright?
All right. Flawless. Now we all learned our lesson. I say.
From
Cool. Ghost. I think we're good here. I say.
you say, Ghost, I think we're good here, but you don't hear anything. In fact, all you can hear is a sort of soft, low sobbing from upstairs.
Lilith, make that ghost come back.
Maybe we go talk to Lil You?
No, I don't think there'll be any need for that. I say.
But wouldn't Lil You be so happy if he knew that, he grows up to be someone cool like you?
I suppose I could show him some of my amazing inventions.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. I say.
Yeah, sure. You bound up the stairs. Obviously, Edvard, you know the way to your own childhood room. You are at the door, and from within you can hear a sort of. It sounded like Free Willy.
It sounds like another ghost in here. Good job for you.
Okay.
Right.
I walk in thinking it might be a ghost.
It is not a ghost. It is just little boy Edvard. What does little boy Edvard look like? What's he wearing? Paint us a picture of little boy Edvard.
He's wearing like sort of grey shorts and like long socks pulled up to just under his knees, a shirt and like a sweater vest, and like a little bow tie.
What's in the room? What's on the walls?
It's sort of daguerreotypes of famous inventors and sort of half-built Meccano sets and lots of notebooks full of doodles and drawings and scribbles and things like that, and one of those plasma balls.
Oh, you gotta have
Yeah,
one.
you gotta have a plasma ball. Yeah.
In Lemuel's room, there's also one of those, but it's a more kind of like ironic, kind of like dorm rooms kind of vibe.
Yeah. And a glitter ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a lava lamp.
Yeah.
Lemuel just has it kind of for the vibe.
Yeah. Typical Lemuel. Hello, Edvard.
Hello.
Why are you crying? What's the matter?
Lemuel sat on my present.
Well, I fixed it for you. Yeah, that's right. I'm a tremendous tinkerer.
My fire pump. Little Edvard takes it and immediately starts sort of spraying the working hose.
Yes, it's good, isn't it? I tell you what, if you put a finger on the hose, you can build up, and then let it go all in one go. That's a particularly fun thing to do with it.
Little Edvard does this. Like that. It knocks a little something off the little family picture off a shelf. Like that, and he is delighted. He's skating around.
Capital.
He's loving it. You're not scary thieves like I thought you would be.
No, we're just passing friends here on CRIMSNIGHT. Just popping in to say hello, wish you a Merry CRIMSNIGHT.
Not here to steal my things.
Not here to steal your
No.
things, just here to learn a lesson, which I think we've done now!
At this point, the ghost sort of pops its head in. Is eating a sandwich. Did you? Sorry. Did you teach your? Did you learn a lesson?
Yes!
What was it? I just have to write it in the book.
The real friendship is the friends we made along the way.
Sounds like you learned a lesson.
Yeah.
Tick. Job's
Certainly
done. Job to go. Hold on. And the snow swirl, and suddenly you find yourself back in Evan the Geezer Screws' cold house. He sort of peeks out from inside the commode. Is he dead? Did you kill him?
They're
Busted him good.
Dealt with their
Used an electric gun of my own invention.
Yes.
Excellent.
Ectoplasm everywhere. You should have seen it.
Yeah.
Screws.
Not charged with electricity out of my own house, I should hope.
No.
No.
A fool and his electricity is soon
Soon parted.
I say.
Marvellous. Oh, good.
Should have done something more permanent to Lemuel. Oh well.
Screws says, well, I suppose that's one spirit down then. Marvellous.
Yeah. So,
Right, well, can I offer you a small lump of cheese?
I already had a small lump of cheese earlier. Fine, thank you.
I'm fine. Thinking in the back of my head, I don't know how good that cheese will be.
No.
It doesn't
Someone
look
that,
good
that
cheese.
keeps it
Yeah.
like for a while.
Screws is delighted. He
Yeah.
says, well, good, that'll be my lunch tomorrow then. Excellent.
What a treat for you, Mr. Screws.
Ooh,
I shan't
Ambassador,
have to
you
send
spoil
off
us.
to market for another month and more.
Ooh,
So that was
lovely.
the ghosts dealt with. We'll be taking our 5 coin.
Oh, no, you don't, Mr. Edvard. I knew you for a cut purse soon as I saw you. Cut purses everywhere.
Purse, sir.
Everyone with a hand in
Sir.
Mr. Screws' pocket. No, sir, no,
You haven't
sir.
got any pockets, sir.
3 spirits I was promised.
You're wearing a flimsy nightshirt.
3 spirits I was... He's waving his arms around now. The nightshirt is kind of coming a little loose.
Mr. Screws.
3 spirits I was promised, and 3 spirits I shall see dispatched before you get a sniff of my hard-won money.
Right.
Yeah, he's
landlording.
Yeah. He says, you will sit quietly. I am awake now, so I shall stay awake until the next spirit appears. He sits down on his bed, and out of a drawer he gets a big pile of eviction notices, which he starts delightfully sort of signing and writing out, putting his name for. He's humming a happy tune as he does this. It's the only time he seems cheerful.
Lilith, I feel a lot like we're not the ones who should be learning lessons this CRIMSNIGHT.
Yeah, I think, you just fixed a toy that wouldn't have been broken had we not gone back in time to that point anyway.
Yeah,
and-
I did learn earlier than before how to do the holding the hose.
Oh, that's
pumping
cool.
thing.
Yes, that's something.
So yeah, maybe that's affected my understanding of fluid dynamics.
Yeah, perhaps.
Say. Well, I feel like we should make this jerk learn something.
Yeah,
2
I
weeks
think
later,
so
I don't
as
think
well.
so, I don't think so, I don't think so. Mr. Cratchit, it shan't do, it shan't do. Who's this little Timothy?
He's out. Get him out of here.
No, it shan't do. Probably made up. No.
Just,
All right.
As you sit here sort of having this conversation, when all of a sudden the clock in the corner once more stirs into life. Dong, dong, dong.
Okay.
Screws immediately hops back out of the bed. Eviction notices scattered.
I stand in front of the bathroom door.
He backs into the corner of the room. I think this is it. Another spirit approaches. Do your jobs.
Okay,
If you want your coin, do your jobs.
Fine.
we'd just like you to see us do it this time.
Fine. Once more, a ghostly glow at the door, and this time not a small child with odd old man features, but walking in, stooping through the door frame, although it can walk through. A big jolly spirit. It's a jolly giant with a big bushy beard, an emerald green crushed velvet robe that hangs open at the front to reveal a broad, muscular chest.
Oh.
Oh, 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 oh!
Hello, spirit.
Come in and know me better, man. Why are you saying that? Says Mr. Scrooge. You're in my house. Only I may welcome people in. You accursed spirit. Kill it now, quick. I'm distracting it. You kill it now.
Okay.
Spirit, I want none of your nonsense, none of your moralising. Be gone.
Spirit, what is it that you want? I say.
Ha, ha, ha. I'm the ghost of CRIMSNIGHT present.
Oh, we get presents?
Ha, 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 ha. Why, yes, CRIMSNIGHT is all about gifts. And he spreads his
marvellous.
large hands wide to reveal suddenly in his hands all sorts of sweet meats and freshly baked breads and fruits.
Oh.
Look, Scrooge, his largesse is for all of us.
Look, Scrooge,
I say, you could learn a lesson from him.
Ha, ha. It's the spirit of CRIMSNIGHT, to live in the moment, to give, to hug your loved ones. Ha, ha, ha. He starts sort of, he takes a big bite of a real juicy peach. Juice flows down his bare chest.
Is this doing anything for you, Scrooge? Screws, I say.
I'm not unmoved, says Scrooge.
He's starting to come around, I think.
I do have a heart.
Spirit, you've got to send sexier and sexier spirit ghosts each time, and we'll finally get him.
At this point, Scrooge Lilith turns to you and gives you a big wink. Oh, Spirit, I am awfully excited to hear what you have to tell me. I might, in fact, Be ready to mend my ways after all. Yeah! And then he pushes you, Lilith, into the arms of the big ghost.
Oh, hello, sorry.
Told you.
Don't mind me.
Ho 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 ho! No time like the present for my magical journey.
Oh,
It says
wait,
at-
No, not us again. The bloody the bloody guy.
And as the snow globe effect whoosh, whirls around you.
Can I try and grasp at Screws's?
Yeah, okay, yeah. As
Hem.
you're going in, see if you can make a grasp for Scrooge's head.
Okay, that's I'm gonna make that a wreck roll.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it would very much wreck what I've got written here. So,
Oh, it's a 4.
that's 4. No, yeah, okay. All right, that's a win. Why is this all I can think of?
I think I know what this is.
Tear off Scrooge's robe in one
Right, okay, so we were all
Yeah,
thinking
we
the
were.
same.
motion.
Well, if it's what we were all thinking now, because it
There
has
has
to be.
to be.
Okay, you do pull Screws into the swirling vision with you, but he's wriggling so much that unfortunately he does slip free of his nightshirt. He's wearing a sort of a small, extremely austere loincloth.
Like a posing pouch.
Yeah, it looks like these underwear have been worn inside then outside a few times. A fool and his washing water are soon parted. He says, "Eat as little as I do, and trust me, you will make very little mess." Get down.
Okay.
As the snow starts to resolve, you find yourselves on a sunlit street. You are outside a large Gothic house built out of stone and dark wood. Lilith, you recognise it instantly as your family home, and you feel a tug at your heartstrings because you haven't been here in a very long time. Since you made your long and difficult journey to Volisport, it's not easy to travel around these days in Geth. You didn't know when you would next get to see home, and the sight of the house is... It's emotional. It's...
This is so much quicker. I turned to the guys like, can you do this in about 12 days when I come back for our CRIMSNIGHT?
Well, you're here. You may as well just stay here for 12 days now.
Yeah,
in
could
12 hours I'll be dead, says the ghost. Ho, ho, ho. I'm the ghost of CRIMSNIGHT present, you see.
Oh.
Catch me if you can.
No.
Runs away, runs up the drive.
Lord.
He's not the only one sort of outside the house here. Lilith, you see that in fact there are lots of people milling around outside the manor. Streets is busy, and you realise, my gosh, it's the Capellanaga solstice party. The annual party that your family throws, where they throw open the doors of the manor. The whole street is invited. It's a huge community event. People are freely wandering into the house.
Edvard.
What?
This is my parents' home. This is where you know, when I'm not in Volisport, I'm here.
Yeah, we've all seen our parents' home. Just learn something quickly so we can...
No, but do you want to give you a tour? So I'd like to take Edvard into the house to show him around.
Yes, fine.
A lot of wonderful dark wood panelling.
Yes, that's lovely.
How much that set you back?
I
he's with
don't
us, is
know.
he?
It's been in the family for generations.
I didn't realise. I thought we'd only brought his clothes through with us.
No.
Oh, okay. Hello.
The clothes is what stayed, Mr. Edvard.
Oh, good.
Oh.
So you're just here nudes.
Oh, I thought Edvard would be standing there holding.
Yeah.
I think we all hoped.
Well, all
Mind
right.
you, Mr. Edvard, I will be docking this from your reward.
Docking what?
The reward is down to 4 coin for this imposition. I shall have to have my night clothes washed, which I despise. We think water is free. Well, it ain't.
All right. One way or another, this guy's learning a lesson today.
Yeah. Come and see the generosity of my family.
No, I'll stay out here if it's all the same.
I grab his wrist and I pull him in. We're having a drink.
Right. Yeah, learn a lesson, I
We're
say.
going to have the warm spiced wine and you're going to enjoy
That does
it.
actually sound quite good. All right, so I'm
Yes.
coming.
Okay, you walk up to the door. There is a footman at the door. Not like a guard, a security guard. Let's see if you are visible in this one. Yes. Cool. What do you say to the footman? Is it someone who you recognise? Is it someone who is new to the staff since you went away?
I think it's someone who has, I think it's one of the footmen that's been in our family. Joined when I was like about 8 years old or so, and I think his name's Fierro.
Fierro.
Yeah.
Lovely. Fierro, quite an elderly chap, I suppose.
A little bit older, like
point.
he didn't want to be in a household with lots of young children, but I was just getting to the age where he was like, okay, I can talk to an 8-year-old, I'll deal with that.
Fierro accepts.
Yes.
Fierro always talks about Fierro in the third person.
Yeah.
It's a quirk of Fierro. Fierro recognises you.
Fierro, hey!
Miss Lilith, is that you?
Yes, it's me!
My goodness, Fierro can't believe what Fierro is seeing. Do these old eyes to see Fierro? Is that you, Miss Lilith?
Yes, it is! And I run up and give him a big hug.
Oh, we weren't expecting you back. This is a surprise.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. My studies have meant I've had to, pop back for just a quick visit, just to say hello.
Across the demon-filled wastelands.
I sort of start to ostentatiously look at my pocket watch.
And your mother and father will be so delighted that you've made a home. And I see you've brought 2 friends.
Yes. Do we have any spare jackets that we can lend to my friend here, Evan?
On CRIMSNIGHT, I'm sure we can accommodate.
How generous, I say, looking at Evan. Perhaps you've learned something.
As this jacket is handed over to Evan Screws, he says, any fool wants to give me a free jacket, I'll happily have it.
So in a way, he learned something, I say, to this guy.
It's got some gold buttons down. Evan, the geezer Screws, starts pulling off all but one. He puts them all in his pocket except for one, which he buttons up like this.
Yep, certainly learned something.
Yeah.
So someone said something about some spice wine.
Yes, yeah. Let's. I'd like to go in and have a look around,
Sure.
and try and find the parents.
Yeah, that's fine. You proceed inside through to the living room where your father is. Tell us about your dad, Lilith.
The Capellanagas, it's in the name, with my demon snake hair.
Yeah.
My father also has snakes, but slightly shorter hair.
Sure.
And like a
crop
little
snakes.
quiff of snakes.
Does it still have the
Like a
heads? Or
cobra.
Yeah.
when you crop snake hair, does the head stay on, or
No, it's just like, they just like...
they retract into the
were,
skull?
Yeah. No, they're demonic.
Does he have snake
they're
facial
magical.
hair?
They're magical.
You chop the head off.
Does he have snake body hair?
You chop the...
It's just the head. It's just the...
Make some notes about this.
They're demonic, so they can be any length that they wish to be, and they're not like a physicality thing attached to us. It's like they're almost like a vision.
Fascinating.
And he likes to sport like a gentle quiff of like some snakes with like, hey.
And a little snake mustache.
2 little snakes going out like that. He did that. I tell you what, he did that one year when I was, he did it in Movember.
Oh yes, the month that we have here in in Volisport before December.
Cobra, no, it's
No, he did it for
November?
Serpentember.
No.
He did it for Serpentember.
yeah.
There we go. There it is.
There it is.
We got there.
We got there in the end, and now we can resume the fun adventure. Well, your father is holding court as he often does. The whole room is kind of laughing at an anecdote he's telling.
I'm intensely studying his trousers to see if I can see any wriggling snake movements.
Make me roll then.
All right.
God, what are you looking?
Are we rolling to see if there are snake movements or if you see the movements?
He doesn't have snake-like hair.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a weird...
This is a study roll. I'm studying intently. It's a 2.
Yeah. You just don't know. You can't get close enough.
There's only one way to be sure. I say. For science.
Stay away from my dad's trousers.
Effortlessly seducing Mr. Capellanard.
I undo my top button.
Right.
Mustache.
Okay, yeah, so your dad hasn't seen you yet.
I would like to sidle up beside him, sneak up behind him, and just tap him on the shoulder.
Get one of your snakes to do it.
Oh yeah.
So as I was saying, the aardvark turned round and... Lilith!
Hey, Dad!
What a wonderful... Everyone! My daughter has returned! The good wine! The good wine! He's delighted to see you.
Hey, Screws, I say, leaning in. This is some real heartwarming family stuff.
You lean over to Screws, but you elbow thin air. He's already at the buffet filling his pockets.
I march over and march Screws back. Make him look at the heartwarming family scene.
What am I looking at?
A heartwarming family scene, man! Doesn't it warm your heart? It's heartwarming.
Why?
Because of the love they have for each other and the things that they share. They support each other.
My God, is he giving everyone that good wine?
Yes.
He sees the bottle is going round. Everyone's...
Because it's more important to him that everyone enjoys themselves and has a good time than the monetary value of the wine.
Screws is looking round for a large receptacle. He sees a fruit bowl and holds it out to the man with the wine. Just chap, if you will. Oh yes, lovely. He's cradling his fruit bowl full of wine.
What are you going to do with the fruit bowl full of wine?
I'll sell it. Good foreign stuff like this. Oh yeah, it will fetch a fine price. Basil, but I have this off me. Yes, 2 coin if I'm not this. Oh yes, 2 coin if it's not 3. Oh yes.
Lilith, do more heartwarming stuff. We'll get him.
Right, I go to her dad. Right, where's Mum? Where's Mum? She round?
Oh, yes, she's just well, she's still upstairs.
Okay.
You notice that there's a sort of falter in the way that he describes that to you, Lilith.
Heartwarming, I say.
Almost as if he feels like he can't speak completely openly in company. Yes, you must go and see her. She'll be so delighted.
Okay, right. Well,
and your brother is somewhere around.
Yeah. I'm gonna go upstairs, find Mum, and then find my brother in a sec.
Okay. Yeah. You go. Are you going to your mum's room?
Yes.
Cool. You give a little knock at the door, and you hear a come in.
Hi, Mum.
Lilith. She bursts into tears and runs and gives you a huge hug.
Oh, yeah. Is everything okay? What? You
It
seem
is now.
upset.
I don't mind telling you, Lilith, that these CRIMSNIGHT parties just haven't been the same without you.
Oh, Mum. While I'm here, we can have a nice time while I'm here.
I've snuck back in with Screws and I'm like...
You're at the window.
Yeah. Pressed up against it.
Screws is pressed up against the glass.
I'm like forcing his face into the glass.
Double glazing. What's this costing him?
Don't, not the glass, behind the glass. You fool.
Not have the glass through it.
Yeah, oh yes, ruinous to heat this place, I would imagine. Meanwhile, inside, your mother says, well, it doesn't matter. You're home now, what a wonderful surprise. Your brother will be so excited. It's so wonderful to have you here, even if it's just for the present.
Aww.
At this point, the jolly giant pops his head around the corner. Did I hear someone say just for the present?
Hi, Mum. This is the Ghost of Christmas Present. This is how I got here. Ghost of Christmas Present. This is my mum.
Hello, he says, and gives her a warm, great big embrace.
Aww.
Fruit, fresh figs, peaches.
How open is his shirt?
A little more open than it was.
Shield my mother's eyes.
Yeah.
She's been happily married for a long time, so...
It sounds like somebody may have learned a lesson. Did someone?
Not yet. I want to say hi to my brother first.
Oh. All right then.
Screws, have you learned about love?
No.
Bang his head into the window again. Have you learned?
No. All I see is a bunch of pointless moithering about. Frankly, she wouldn't have been so upset if she'd never loved her daughter in the first place. Why love someone? They're just going to go away and leave you, move to the other side of the world. No, thanks, not for old Screws. No, thank you, sir. No. A fool and his daughter are soon parted. That's what I've learned here today, and nothing more.
Hearing Screws
ranting outside. Yeah.
I'm like...
Even through the double glazing, you can hear it.
Mother, did you get the package that I sent you? And
Yes.
because I'd already sent them some gifts ahead of time,
Sure,
ready for when. Because we have our party on CRIMSNIGHT. We have the proper celebration with the gifts in a couple of weeks' time. And I was just like, well, you've got everything, and you got it all fine. Yeah, good. Screws. I'm still in contact with my family. I've not left them forever.
Learn something!
Ow! What I'm learning is I'm thinking of taking it down to 3.5 coin.
Oh, you...
The one thing you shouldn't have said. Screws at this point is getting very, very sulky.
The only way we're getting out of here, Screws, is if you learn something. So learn something sharpish.
The Jolly Giant is stood around saying, if somebody's learned something, I think it's about time we were going, because I've an awful lot more Christmas presents to visit tonight. Ho, 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 ho.
You mean Crimsmas, I say.
I do mean CRIMSNIGHT.
CRIMSNIGHT, sorry.
Ho,
Yes,
ho, ho. I don't worry too much about that sort of thing. I live in the present.
of course.
Yeah, Mum, I'll be back soon. Give a hug to my brother. I'll be back. Bye.
Cool. At this point, your brother, whose name is...
Azazel.
Yeah, your brother, actually walks in through
Like,
the door.
hi!
Yeah.
I run,
Sis!
I run and give him a big hug before the vortex gets me.
You just have time for a big hug, and the jolly giant is delighted.
I'm just imagining what's going to happen to the giant bowl of wine as we go through the vortex.
Yes. Yeah, the jolly
Big
giant.
loose bowl of wine.
The jolly giant is so delighted. This is the true spirit of CRIMSNIGHT, Lilith. I'm glad I was able to teach you the true meaning of it. Family, to live in the moment.
Yes.
Ho ho!
Lovely.
Screws a nudge.
Seems like I've done my job.
Yeah, well, I don't.
It seems like I've
I mean, that guy.
It seems like I've done my job. His hair is greying and his face is becoming lined and old. Oh, come in and know me better now. He fades away. You find yourself back in Screws' room. He's holding an empty fruit bowl of wine, and you're all drenched in very good wine. Screws immediately starts goes up to you, Edvard. Your coat starts wringing it out into the bowl. That's good stuff. You shan't be making off with it. Everyone's got his hand in Scrooge's pocket.
You're quite done, sir. Well, that's the ghost.
No, I'm not quite done. There's one more spirit yet to haunt me.
Yeah, well, that's that one taken care of, so I guess we'll just make small talk until the next one arrives.
I suppose we shall.
Seen any good magic lanthorns lately?
Oh, magic lanthorn. Ruinous to light. Why would I busy myself looking at something that isn't even real, isn't even there? I've seen enough of that tonight. For free, I would add.
I mean, that was all real. Like,
Well, depends who you ask.
no, it doesn't.
So you got any plans for the rest of the CRIMSNIGHT season? You seeing any family?
Well, I don't have many family, which is a relief.
Many?
Trained as they are on.
Got some?
Well, I have a nephew. Fred.
Fred?
Yeah.
Won't we popping around to see him?
He is a fool's fool. Were he not my blood relative, why I've a mind to cut him off. In fact, maybe I will. Where's that reel? I'll make a note. He makes a note. Cut off Fred on CRIMSNIGHT.
Oh my god.
That will settle his ash.
Or you could go over to Fred's and have a nice the food would be paid for by Fred because you'd be at Fred's house.
Well, he always has been very needlessly profligate with his funds. Him and his wife. And talking of having children. Gosh, I can't imagine anything more ruinous. No, thank you, not for old Scrooge. No, a child never put a pound in my pocket.
What?
He sort of rants on and on in this way.
What's a pound?
What's a pound?
Yeah.
About Screws is so old that he remembers. It's a sort of pre-decimalisation currency description.
It's literally a pound of gold.
Yeah, so that's how it used to. A coin used to weigh a pound. That's how they'd be measured.
Of course, you could only carry one or two at a time. They were so large.
At this point,
The size of frisbees.
Screws spots that in all the confusion, he'd left the single coal still burning, and goes over to douse it.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be good tomorrow.
All right, Lilith. He's got a nephew. He's got family.
I know.
We need to convert him so he buys the plumpest turkey in the shop and takes it around there. But he seems
to be learning no lessons
quite
whatsoever.
truculent, I would say.
Gong.
Oh no.
Gong.
All right, he's coming on this one. I say. I grab him.
Unhand me, Mr. Edvard.
We need you on this mission.
Why?
Because it's important. I say it's ghost hunting. There's no time to explain.
This time, the familiar sort of white swirl around the door occurs, but it is not anything near so jolly that comes through. The temperature in the room drops to freezing point. You all start to shudder and shake. The already dim light goes out. The single coal is extinguished, which delights Scrooge. He nods in approval in its direction. The candles snuff out. Scrooge nods in approval of that as well. And a tall, sort of 8-foot tangled mass of dark robes with nothing but darkness underneath sort of glides silently towards you. You can't see what's within the mask. Well, the mask. You can't see what's
within the cowl.
The cowl. You can't see its face.
Friend of yours, Lilith?
No.
Seems like you're kind of no.
Not been with these before.
It raises one hand, and you do see the hand, and it's a skeletal, grasping thing, and it sort of points vaguely around the room.
I sort of
point.
I sort of move Screws with the hand.
Yes, and it's like it goes like this, and makes a big skeletal grasp at Screws, and the snow again starts to swirl. This time you are transported to it's dark. It's dark. There's snow on the ground, but none falling. The wind is howling. This is a very grim CRIMSNIGHT indeed, and you are in a gothic cemetery. Graves. The moon is high. It's like shadows are everywhere of these ornate tombs, and the spirit kind of stands there imposingly. Screws is going to try and wriggle free and run in the opposite direction. Actually, why don't you make this?
Okay.
Why don't you roll to keep hold?
I think this will be a finesse roll, because I'll be trying to counter his movements.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why would he want?
Hey, a 6 and a 1.
Crit. Yeah, Screws is going absolutely nowhere. Unhand me!
I shall not, sir. You will learn. Bam. Bam. Lesson. Bam.
Screws is kind of knocked to his knees in front of the spirit, who puts the thought in all of your minds wordlessly that it is the ghost of CRIMSNIGHT yet to come. But no other sort of words appear. Instead, it gestures to a spot between two graves, and Evan the geezer Screws crawls on hands and knees as if compelled to that spot between two graves. What is this, spirit? What am I here to see? What are you trying to show me? That these two are letting me see because I hired the wrong lot, apparently. Some ghost exterminators they are. The spirit points to the ground where there is a very very small, very sad piece of stone that just says E.S. It's covered in moss. It's untended. And Evan turns to you both and says, "What's the meaning of this? Whose grave is this?"
Well, Screws, this is what awaits you if you stay on your current path. This humble grave, mourned by no one.
Well, but this is exactly what I wanted, he says. "I put it in my will. I said, no need for a large granite tomb. No, sir, no. Not with
Screws.
granite at the price it is. And you know they charge by the letter. Those cut purses down at the funeral home. No, thank you. I said just a simple ES
The point is
would
not
do me fine.
the grave itself. The fact is, do you see flowers upon the grave? Do you see mourners? Do you see sad people mourning your loss?
Screws.
In fact, is that graffiti? I look in close. There's some graffiti that says, "I am glad Screws is dead."
Yeah. That'll be one of our tenants, he laughs. There's only one thing I'm interested in seeing. And Screws actually starts sort of digging in the earth in front of the tomb. Soon enough, he sort of hits a dunk, can't hear a wooden dunk. Yes. Give me a hand here, both of you.
No.
Help me dig, and I'll put it back up to 4 coin.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the ghost of CRIMSNIGHT yet to come is leaning against a tall grave, smoking a cigar.
I pull out a telescoping entrenching tool.
Yeah, cool. Dig. Soon you have unearthed a coffin. Now you shall see if my final wishes were truly observed. For I specify very clearly in my will that I wish to be buried with all of my wealth.
Oh, okay.
And he rips the coffin lid open to reveal a skeleton and no gold. No money at all.
Well,
Why? I said in my will to Fred, I said bury me with all of my wealth.
yes.
Why would Fred and his own uncle? Why?
Well, Screws.
Why have they not done as I wished?
Because
Did the money not transfer correctly? Did I not pay them handsomely?
Well,
Why?
Screws, I think this is more of a metaphorical thing, because life is like a journey. Who knows where it ends? If you want to count the measure of a man, you simply count his friends, I say.
isn't that lovely? I think that's great.
So all you're left with at the end, you can't take it with you, Screws.
Oh.
And look, now you have nothing. This dusty old skeleton, I say, kicking a hole in its ribcage.
I gave Fred everything he could want. Small amount of money.
It's not.
And
What more could you want from an uncle? Why has he disobeyed me?
He wanted an uncle, Screws. He wanted a family. He wanted his uncle, but all you gave him was a little bit of money and a long pause.
Well,
He didn't even want the money, probably.
are you suggesting that had I been nicer to my nephew, he might have allowed me to be buried with all my money?
Yes.
yeah.
He would
The
definitely have
world
done
is
that.
upside down, says Scrooge. And he crumples in a little heap and just starts gently weeping.
Yeah. You see, this is all that remains for you, Screws, I say, kicking another hole in the ribcage. This fragile old dusty skeleton, I say, booting the jaw off it.
You note that
Takes a few kicks.
Screws has several gold teeth. They are not in the skeleton.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's had them removed. And beneath one of the ribs, there's a very shriveled little organ that presumably was passed as some kind of heart.
You see this, Screws? Most people's hearts grow 3 sizes during CRIMSNIGHT, and this is tiny and rubbish, I say, volleying it into the distance.
Oh!
Wouldn't have been able to do that with a normal love tart.
Okay, Screws is in emotional turmoil. I'm going to roll for Screws to determine whether or not he's learned his lesson. Oh. Well, it's a 3. Screws rises sobbing, and he staggers up to the ghost of CRIMSNIGHT yet to come and says, "This is all your fault!" And an almighty shove, pushing the spirit over, and it falls like this, and then rises double tall. Suddenly 2 glowing spots appear in the darkness, and it extinguishes the cigar on a nearby grave.
Oh no!
As from somewhere it pulls an enormous scythe made of bone.
Just going to step behind a tree here.
Yeah.
I would like to attune. I would like to try and attune with the ghost.
Save me! Shouts Screws, running towards you, Lilith. Right, so you're hiding.
Yes, please.
Okay.
I would like to shove on my spirit mask and
Okay.
attune as quickly.
Okay, cool. Let's cover Screws' escape first. Oh, that's a 1. Oh no.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
He falls, face plants.
He face plants into his own grave. He trips into there, and the coffin lid snaps.
He's out of the way.
The furious spirit scans around for its next victim.
I'm frantically loading electroplasmic ammo into a revolver.
Let's see how well you're hidden, Edvard, first.
Okay.
Finesse or prowl, which...
I'll go with finesse, please. All right. Hey, a 6.
A 6.
Woo!
Amazing. Yeah, you duck behind a large, awesome
Mausoleum.
He's gone
Yeah,
behind
mausoleum.
an angel gravestone, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
just
in the
in
exact
shape.
And you're loading electroplasmic ammo
Yeah.
into what? We
Into
didn't do
it.
loader engagement on this.
Yeah, it's a large
Christmas.
revolver.
Cool, a large revolver, cool. Right, the spirit looks around, it can't see anyone except Lilith, so it sort of moves towards you with horrifying speed, swinging the scythe as it comes.
I'd like to attune.
Okay, cool, so tell me exactly what you're trying to do here.
Okay, I'm just trying to be like, please don't hurt us, and just try and be like, we will work on this guy. He's learned a kind of lesson. We'll deal with him.
It sounds like you're trying to persuade it.
Yeah, trying to persuade him a little bit.
Okay.
Persuade the ghosty.
This is going to be hard.
Or at least persuade it to not be mad at me and Edvard. Like, we're not the problem.
Okay, I think I'm going to need a 6.
Okay.
Don't forget, you can take all the stress, add some dice.
Yeah, I'm
wish.
going to take a stress.
Alright, you're rolling how many? 3.
3.
Okay.
I got 2 6s and a 1!
2 6s? Amazing! A critical success. Incredible. The spirit sweeps towards you with horrifying speed. It's like all the Castlevania bosses rolled into one. And as its bone scythe, well, I suppose it's mostly death, that Castlevania boss. Anyway, and as it comes towards you...
But its theme song is Dracula's theme from Castlevania.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I'm very sorry. It's not me, and it's not my friend.
Hi,
It's the man
I
in
say.
the box. But, like, we... Getting very intense eyes here from the death.
You can't do this over Zoom.
Terrifying.
Tell him to just force him to learn a lesson or something.
Is there any way that you can teach him a lesson in another way? Like, we've been trying the whole night. We've been trying to help your fellow ghosts teach this guy a lesson. He hired us to try and stop you. And we thought, no, he needs to learn a lesson. And...
So the ghost gestures to a worksheet of its own. It's going,
yeah.
to several more jobs this evening.
I know. We've been trying to help this one along. I know. We're really sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the ghost sort of stomps on over to the grave, using the scythe, kind of scoops the coffin out of the earth, and smashes it down on the ground where Screws is kind of cowering there. Going, don't mind me, I am a skeleton. You are no skeleton, Screws, says the spirit. Mend your ways.
I bet you're really glad you chose this one.
So glad you attuned to the box.
Yeah.
Mend your ways.
Okay, Yoda.
Mend your ways.
You will.
Mend your ways, you will, Scrooge. Discover the true meaning of CRIMSNIGHT, you will. Come to appreciate it, you must. That about family, giving, and forgiveness it is. Or this time next year, I will come to your home and slice you in half with my scythe.
And to show you I'm serious, I'm taking your finger.
Says Scrooge. And as the snow globe effect comes back, you end up in Scrooge's bedroom. He's clutching his hand.
Well, Scrooge, I think that was pretty comprehensive. I say, oh, do shut up. I put a tourniquet on his finger.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Edvard. Why? Why did you do that?
Well, but I didn't want to see you just bleed out from a finger wound. Not when you've learned the
Because
true...
I haven't paid you yet.
No.
No?
Although you haven't paid me yet.
I seem to remember I have paid you, actually.
I removed the tourniquet.
No. You mean to tell me you patched up this horrible wound of mine?
Yeah.
For
Out of the goodness of my heart.
Sorry,
Because-
one more time.
I have come to consider you a friend. Screws, I lie.
One of those friends that you only really
See at
talk to
CRIMSNIGHT.
once a year, you know.
Yeah.
It sounds a
How's
lot.
everything good?
It sounds a lot like you're going to get sliced in half with a big bone scythe in a year if you don't change your ways.
Screws. It's a single tip. Edvard, I too have come to consider you my best friend. Let's all go to Edvard's house for a CRIMSNIGHT feast on Edvard.
Or a better idea, what about your nephew Fred? You haven't seen him for a while?
Let's all go to Fred's house for a CRIMSNIGHT feast on Fred.
Wait! I have an even better idea if you want to get not sliced in half by a big bone scythe.
Yes, please.
You should buy the plumpest goose in the shop.
Bring the bowl of wine.
Bring the bowl of wrung out wine. That's a savings.
Screws runs to the window and thrusts it open. He looks down at the crunched up bone heap of the thief. Down the floor and says, "You there, boy? Is it still CRIMSNIGHT?" There is no sound from the crunched up thief, but it sort of looks up. Go and buy the plumpest Christmas goose you can, and I shall make it worth your while. As the broken thief kind of limps off bloodily in the direction of the butcher's, Scrooge starts gathering things, and you all head to nephew Fred's house, where you are not like super welcomed by Fred, but like, you know, it's CRIMSNIGHT. It's okay. It's all right. And indeed, lessons were learned. Wonderful times were had.
We get paid.
You get paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the end, Screws, after what a year,
It's sliced in half by a big bone scythe.
thank you for watching.
Happy holidays.